Good morning, everybody. It is a stormy day on the Rancho today. I don't know when we're probably going to lose power today, so I thought at least I would start to get this video recorded. Today we're going to be making shumai here on the Rancho. If you've ever had the pleasure of having dim sum, which means touch the heart in Chinese, dianxing, you'll note it's quite a good eating experience because it's like a little mouthful of goodness. It's a little wrapper that contains pork in it, shrimp, and shiitake mushroom in it with all the various spices and things. And it's a staple along with hagao, which is like a translucent wrapper that has a little bit of that has a piece of shrimp inside of it. And that is quite good. So hagao and shumai, and we're making shumai tonight. And here's a picture of it. It's cooked in the steamer basket on top of a wok that has some boiling water in the bottom. I know it's not the easiest thing to make. That's why it costs like $3 for a dish of like 5 or something like that. So it's pretty expensive, but it's very delicious. I've never made it before. Now, for those of you who don't know, I spent 5 years in China living there. I speak Chinese, and hagao, shumai, shinju drin, chatsu bao, the barbecue, but they were all a staple of real treat and real good eating when you would have, it didn't even have to be a special occasion, like the equivalent of English tea. You would have these little treats, and they were great. Okay, they're going to be complicated to make. First time making it. This is most of you know me for hack job cooking. Oh, Rody, just throw it together. You don't measure anything, right? Today I'm going to be measuring because this is going to be a lot of work, and then we can fiddle-faddle in the future with the recipe. But the first thing we need to do, identify the ingredients that we're going to be using. Number 2, if there's any variance in that, why is there a little bit of variance in that? And number 3, because not everything is always available. Number 3, we need to marinate our filling, and then when our filling marinates for about 8 hours or so, we're going to wrap it in these little what's called shumai wrappers, and then we're going to put them in the steamer tonight. And hopefully they're going to be good. So let's go down counter side and see what we're going to need to make this most famous little Chinese, what do we call a little tea dish here? Okay, come on down counter side. Our predominant ingredient is going to be pork, and they recommend that you have pork butt and work with the pork butt and shred it. I'm not really going to do all that. So I have 1 pound of ground pork here, and I'm going to be using half of that because I'm going to be making pot stickers in the future with the other half. So I picked that up nice and fresh. It's wrapped in there. You're going to need shrimp, 4 ounces of shrimp. I'm going to shell and devein them. They're nice sized shrimp. I also have shiitake mushrooms here, which are they're very glorious mushroom. And I'm not going to talk about portobello versus shiitake. This is a backbone of Chinese cooking right here, shiitake mushrooms. They're dry, and then they have to be put in warm water. I have 5 of them there to be reconstituted, okay? So they get that softness, and they have a little bit of bite to them. They're not like the button mushrooms, which are just, they're nothing to them. We have the shumai wrappers here. Okay, it's a pack probably around 20. These are thin, very, very thin. Okay, don't confuse these with wonton wrappers. Okay, very, very important. And you can put little bits of minced carrot. If you see on the top of there, that orange is a little bit of carrot. I don't really have any carrot. I keep forgetting it. We're going to need for the marinade. Now that's going to be the main ingredients for the filling, but the marinade is going to be where the flavor is. We need soy sauce, and I always recommend Pearl River Bridge, the original soy sauce. It's really good. We're going to need oyster sauce. I recommend Lee Kum Kee. It's a very good one. It's the original oyster sauce. We're going to need some salt over here. We're going to need sugar here, cornstarch, right here, baking soda, and I have, they say chicken bouillon, okay? I have better than bouillon, and I'm going to be using this for another dish too, for xiao long bao, a Shanghainese dish, but this is good. It's more in a liquid form. It's very difficult to get. I found it at the high-end grocery store here. Gonna need some water. I don't have white pepper. I'm gonna use regular pepper right here. Should probably have a finer grind. I have olive oil as well as sesame oil. So let's get started and get our marinade done. I'm just gonna go step by step. What we need to do, I've deveined and shelled all the shrimp. And you need to take, the trick with the shumai is you need to get out every bit of moisture out of these products that you can. Okay, so it's very important to squeeze out as much moisture onto the paper towel. Then we're going to put it over on the cutting board and mince it very fine. So here we pull out the heavy artillery. Plug your ears, everybody. That's the way you do it, isn't it? You think they got time to sit there and use that knife? Look at the job that did on that, huh? That's what you call really mince into fine bits right there, okay? Any questions? Alright guys, so in the bowl, I'm just going to tell you what I have in here. I have 1 tablespoon of light soy sauce, and once again, use the Pearl River, 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce, half of a teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of sugar, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, a half a teaspoon of baking soda. I'm putting in 1 teaspoon of chicken bouillon, and this is called Better Than Bouillon. You may or may not be able to get it into your store. I don't know, but I'm going to have to fight to get it open. That's all I know. I'll see you in a minute. Boy, that took some doing. But you can see the consistency. I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of the chicken bouillon in there, and I think that that's going to work better than the regular bouillon. I never had such a difficult time getting a top off in my life, but I got it off. Now I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of water. Here's 1, and here is 2. We need a tablespoon of olive oil. Let's grab that. And then we're going to need, finally, 1 tablespoon of sesame oil, and this gives incredible flavor. If you can get the dragonfly, that seems to be, to me, the best. So we put a tablespoon of that in, okay? All right, and that is the totality of our marinade, and we're going to take our whisk and just whisk that up all together in there. And then we're going to start, first thing we're going to put in is the pork, and it's important that the pork hit the marinade first, okay? That's what your marinade is going to look like. I think you can probably see it in there. All right. So I'm going to open up half of the pork here, and I'm going to go ahead and pop that in. Make sure to have food safe handling. As soon as this goes in and is broken up, I'm going to close up the pork and clean up everything really, really well. Very, very important, okay? There is our pork there, and I'm going to take half of that unga while on the knife there. Half of that, and I'm going to pop it right in and then clean up everything really well here, okay? But I'm going to bust this up while I'm doing this. Let me get my big spoon here. I'm going to break this up into the bowl here. Right. And it's very important that marinate by itself. And according to the recipe, that should go for about 10 or 15 minutes into the marinade. Okay, the sauce and pork in a bowl for 2 to 3 minutes. This helps the pork become more tender. So we're supposed to let this absorb the flavor of the marinade for about, what did it say? Let's 10 minutes. That's supposed to absorb it. Okay, I'll bring it down to show you the bowl. That's going to marinate away for about 10 minutes. Then I'm going to chop up these mushrooms, reconstituted shiitake mushrooms. And I'm also going to add in the diced shrimp here, okay? Patience, patience, patience. All right, I took the shiitake mushrooms and I slivered them, and then I cut them into fine bits. I saved you the noise of all of that. So in we go with the shrimp that we put in. I cut up the shrimp really well. And all we have to do now is mix this filling all together. And we just cover it. And we let this all marinate together, and this should be absolutely delicious. We're gonna marinate this, let's see, yeah, let everything marinate for 4 to 8 hours. So there we go. That's what we look like. And to me, that looks and smells like sumai filling. So I'm gonna cover that with the plastic. Bring you down for a closer look here. Got the mushrooms, the shrimp, and the pork and the marinade mixed all together. Cover that and into the refrigerator, and we'll see you later to start wrapping the little delicate sumais. Alright guys, our marinade has been marinating for hours, our filling, so we're going to give that a little bit of a stir. And this is where the art comes in. I've started folding a few of these little sumai here, and trust and believe, I'm no expert, but what I try to do is make a little circle like that, and then gently sort of fold up the sides. So I have a bit of a hole down there. Then I take the filling and I kind of push it in, and then I kind of just bring the sides together a little bit. And it's not perfect, and if you wet the edges a little bit, it sticks together, but I think kind of for a first effort, I think something like that is not bad on there. And then I'm just putting them on the plate like this, and then I'll put them in the refrigerator, and then tonight I'll put them into the steamer. These are very thin, the sumai wrappers, so it's very easy to poke a hole in them, so you want to kind of be careful, okay? But I think you get the idea here. And you kind of keep pushing it as you fill it up, you keep pushing it down into lower and lower down into your fist there. And then you can kind of, if you want to get a little bit of moisture, you can kind of wet the edges, and that sticks together like that. It's not perfect, but I think for first time out of the gate for us doing it on the Rancho, I think that's going to be pretty good. So I'm going to wrap the rest of them, and then I'm going to pop them in the refrigerator, and then tonight it's going to be good eating, okay? Are you excited? We're going to steam them for about 15 minutes tonight. I got the steamer all cleaned out, oiled, lemony fresh, rubbed a lemon on it. So I have a 2-level one here if I need. Isn't that awesome? With the chop. And we sit that right in the wok with 2 cups of water in the bottom, and it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful steamer, okay? I'm excited. And the brand on this is Kitchen, what is this? Kitchen Crust here, okay? Always make sure after you use your steamer that you always wash it out and then dry it and spray oil on it, okay? So it doesn't go bad. So there's our little shumais. They're not perfect, but they're good for a start. See you tonight. I think they're all wrapped. I probably did the worst job in the history of Chinese cooking, but I didn't really research the technique. I guess I should have, but proof of the pudding will be in the eating. So I'm going to put these in the fridge. We're all set to cook our shumai now. I have cleaned up the steamer basket. It's a 2-level one, so I'm going to take the shumai and put it on there. Once we get this boiling, we're going to put this double level bamboo steamer on top and steam it for about 15 minutes. We're all loaded up with the shumai. I'm trying to keep them from touching together on there. And we're just waiting to boil here. Time to put our treats right there. Let's cover them up. And we'll see you guys in 15 minutes. Let's take a little peek. Oh, we're steaming away. With the first batch, I'm going to go about 20 minutes just to be sure here. Alright, we have completely steamed them. We're going to turn off our camp stove here. And if you're not subscribed, once again, we have a lot of fun here on the Rancho. Doing rustic style cooking no matter what it is. I'm going to plate up some of these and we're going to give them a try. Time to try them here tonight outside in Kitchen Stadium, and I hope that you will join me here on the nightly. We do a lot of interesting things. Tastes exactly like shumai. Could I have done a better job of wrapping them? Yes, but for the first time through, I think it was pretty doggone good. So once again, please like and subscribe, and thanks for being a part of the fun.